Hi students, this video we are making for the practice questions joint and byproduct costings. You can see our previous video which we uploaded for the joint and byproduct costing. Now we are uploading the practice video. So by looking this video in detail, you can develop your concept. Students, some of the things we learn by listening the video and remaining part we learn once we apply those concepts on the questions. So now we are going to apply the concepts which we learned in the previous video. So let's start the question. Question number one, students, which I selected, he's saying that in joint product costing and analysis, which one of the following costs is relevant when deciding the point at which a product should be sold to maximize profits? So he's asking that what's the decision point and what's the relevant cost we should consider when we want to sell our product with maximum profit. Let's talk about the first option. Purchase cost of the materials required for joint products. See students, we talked about last time the crude oil. We said that crude oil can be the input to manufacture various products which we are producing jointly. So the cost of crude oil will be the joint cost which we consider as some sort of sunk cost. So decision will not be made on the basis of this one. Joint cost to the split off point, that's also the sunk cost. Separable cost, so the separable cost is actually the incremental cost, and you know that the decision about further processing we are doing on the basis of separable cost, which is over incremental cost. Say we said that when our marginal revenue is greater than marginal cost, we go for the decision of further processing. So here separable cost is the most relevant cost which we are considering when we are going to maximize our profit, when we want to decide when we have to sell our product. So we will go for further processing in case if this condition is satisfied. So C is our answer. Next one, students, next question. We selected the numerical question so that you will have better understanding how to solve the numerical. Saying Travis Petroleum is a small company that acquires crude oil and manufactures it into three intermediate products, differing only in grade. The products are grade 1, grade 2, and grade 3. No beginning inventories of finished goods or work in process existed on November 1. We don't have any kind of opening inventories. The production costs for November were as follows. Assume separable costs were negligible. So separable costs very small we are having. Crude oil and crude oil acquired and put into the production process with the amount of $400,000. Direct labor we incurred 2 million. First one is 4 million, second one is 2 million, and third one is 3 million. So this is our joint cost, students, around say 9 million. The output and sales for November were as follows: grade 1, grade 2, grade 3 production given. Let's take a look what he is looking from our side. Saying based on the relative sales value of output, the cost of Travis ending inventory of grade 2 is. So what we have to do, students, we will first calculate the cost of grade 2 product, and on the basis of that cost we will be able to calculate the value of ending inventory. So in order to calculate the value of ending inventory, we first have to determine how much share of cost grade 2 will get on as per the sales value method. Students, here we are going to apply sales value method. So in order to apply sales value method, let us first calculate the sales value of each product. Because remember, in our previous video, we guided you how to calculate the share of cost for any product. For that purpose, we need the total sales value first. So how to get it? units produced multiply by sales value. So if we calculate the sales value, students, for each of them, you once you are watching the video, you can also keep the calculator with you just to cross verify the calculations. So students, if we multiply say 300,000, if we multiply with the amount, so we will have 9 million. So 9 million is the value of first product, grade 1. Grade 2, I'll calculate the sales value now because we first need the sales value, then only we can allocate the joint cost. So sales value for the second product, we are having $40 to 40,000 multiplied by 40. So we got, students, 9.6 million is the sales value of second product. Now we move to the third product. We produced 120,000 and same we sold 120,000 multiplied by 50. So here, students, our sales value came how much? 6 million. We already have sales value of all three products. Now I need to take the sum of all these three values. Once I take the sum, my answer is 24,600,000. So this is the sum of all three values, which are actually the sales value of three products. Correct? Students, I first of all I want to know how much share of cost grade 2 product will get. So how to get it? Share of joint cost for grade 2 product is equal to sales value of grade 2, which is 9.6 million, dividing by total sales value multiply by joint cost. Students, this is our joint cost. Please take a look. If you take the sum of this one, it will come 426,639 million. So it's actually 9 million is the joint cost. So let us solve this one and we will have the share of joint cost for grade 2 product. For grade 2 product, I'll have the share of joint cost. Few seconds, some calculations, live calculations, students, I am performing. Yes, students. So what's your answer? Once you perform these calculations, you will find out that for overall 240,000 units of grade 2, the total joint cost, it will get the share of once it will get the share of 3512,000. So this is the total share of cost for 240,000 units. But you notice that half of the quantity sold and remaining half will go to the inventory. So we just need to take the half of this one to get our answer. 1,756,000. Students, try to understand what was our things. He asked to calculate the value of ending inventory. So how we work for this one? We first calculated how much total share of cost grade 2 product will have. So we calculated the total share of cost for grade 2 product, which is coming 3,512,000. So half of the barrel sold. So it's mean remaining half will go to inventory. So that's why total cost we just made half. because as half of the barrel staying in the inventory, out of total cost, half will go to the closing inventory. That's why D is our answer. Further, you can put the comments. As I explained you, it's simple method. We apply sales value method. In order to apply the sales value method, first you should have sales. We got the sales, and how we calculated the share of cost for grade 2 product. Sales value of grade 2 product dividing by total sales value multiplied by joint cost, which is given here. So like that, I got the total share of joint cost for grade 2 product. But in the question, he asked for the ending inventory. So half of the product sold, half went to ending inventory. So that's why the total share of joint cost, we made it half. Students, if any confusion you will have about this question, you can ask in the comment section. We will move to another question. Yes, students, we will read third question. A company manufactures two products that incur joint cost of 60,000. It costs an additional 10,000 to produce 5,000 units of product one. Students, additional cost, we earlier said that it's actually separable cost for us, and an additional $30,000 to produce 10,000 units of product B. So separable cost for product B is how much? $30,000. Product 1 is sold for $8 per unit. This is the sale price of product 1, and product 2 is sold for $10 per unit. If the company uses the net realizable value method to allocate joint cost, the cost per unit of product 1, how much? Students, remember we already explained in our previous video how we calculate the share of joint cost in case of net realizable value method. First of all, let me recall you what is the formula of net realizable value. From the sales price, students, you have to subtract the separable cost. So in order to apply the net realizable value method, you first have to calculate the NRV for product 1, and then we have to calculate for product 2, and weightage we will calculate on the basis of NRV. In the previous question, you notice that I calculated the weightage on the basis of sales value because he asked us as per sales value method. So here he is asking as per net realizable value method. So weightage will be calculated on the basis of NRV. So let us first calculate the NRV for first product. So for product 1, we can see that the sales price of first product we are having $8. This is the sales price of first product, and 5,000 units we are producing. Correct? 5 into 8, students, we will have answer. Sales value you will get 40,000, and separable cost we are having 10,000. So 30,000 is actually the NRV for product 1. Now let's calculate the NRV for product 2. Product 2, students, we are having the sales value $10 per unit, and we are producing 10,000 units. So 10 into 10, the sales value we got 100,000, and separable cost he told us here 30,000. So 70,000 is my NRV for product 2. So now, students, we have to work for product 1. We have to get the what he asked us uses the net realizable value method, the cost per unit. So when we say cost per unit, it will include separable cost as well, because when he's saying cost per unit, he's talking about the total cost. Total cost include here joint cost plus separable cost. Students, first of all we will work for joint cost, and then separable cost already given to us. We will not have to do any major calculation for separable cost. The only calculation which we have to perform, that is for joint cost. So in order to calculate the share of joint cost, we will apply NRV method. Students, how we can get the share of joint cost for product 1? How we will get? As we are using NRV method, so weightage will be calculated as per NRV. Students, NRV of product 1 dividing by total NRV, the sum of these two, multiply by joint cost. So joint cost, students, somewhere here given 60,000. So here once you do the calculation, you will get the answer 80,000, because 30 dividing by 100,000 giving you 30%, multiply by 60,000, you will get the answer 18,000. All right, students, this is the total joint cost for product 1. How to get per unit joint cost, because he asked per unit. How many units we are producing? We are producing 5,000 units of product 1. So in order to get per unit, students, 18,000 dividing by 5,000, 18,000 dividing by 5,000 units, so 3.6 we will get per unit cost. This is the joint cost. But students, here I need per unit total cost. So I need per unit separable cost as well. So for 5,000 units, I am spending how much? 10,000. So per unit, students, for clarity purpose, per unit separable cost, how I'll get? Separable cost, how much I am incurring? 10,000 dividing by a number of units. So it is coming 2. So now you are in a position to calculate per unit cost. Per unit cost is equal to 3.6, which is your per unit joint cost, plus 2, which is your separable cost. So like that, students, your answer will come 5.60. So we try to make it slow as much we can, but still if you have confusion, you can ask in the comment section. Students, we have to move for the next question. Few seconds, students. Yes, we will do the next question, students. He's saying a company produces two products simultaneously through a refining process costing 96,000. So this is the joint cost. As you are fully clear now, what is the meaning of joint cost? The joint products alpha, beta have selling price $8 and $20 per pound respectively after additional processing cost of $4 per pound of each product are incurred after the split off. So this is their separable cost. Omega, a byproduct, is sold at the split off point for $6 per pound. The number of pounds produced is shown below. So this is the quantity produced. Assuming the company inventories omega, the joint cost allocated to alpha using the sales value at split off method. Students, as we discussed before as well, whenever a company is making the inventory of byproduct, so in that case, the sales value of byproduct will subtract from the joint cost, and the remaining joint cost we will allocate to the main products. Like here, students, we can calculate the sales value of omega. Omega we are selling for $6 each, so 6,000 is actually the sales value of omega. How much cost we are having? 96,000 is our joint cost. As I told you, they are keeping it as inventory, and in this case, the sales value of byproduct will subtract from the joint cost, and the remaining joint cost we will allocate to the Remaining joint cost we will allocate to the products. Correct? And he asked as per the sales value method. So now students, we have to allocate this 90,000 as per sales value method. And he asked us this particular question for alpha. For alpha, we have to do it. Students, share of joint cost for alpha, how we will calculate sales value of alpha. Sales value of alpha, how we can have it? Alpha sales value is $8, and how many pounds we produce? 10,000. 10,000 into 8, we are having 80,000 dividing by total sales. How we can get the total sales value? Alpha we just got now 80,000, and beta 20 into 5, 100,000. So 180,000 is the total sales value. Students, sales value of alpha dividing by total sales value multiply by joint cost. So like that you will get the share of joint cost. I'll make the calculation so that we will have correct answer. Yes, students, so here you will get the answer equal to 40,000. Correct? Question number 4, you will get the answer equal to 40,000.